Hello, bookworms, bibliophiles, and lovers of all things literature. Welcome to the next chapter of the Braless Book Guild podcast, where we discard our bras and empty the hat to talk about books both published and unpublished. We are your hosts, Jenna.
Hi, guys.
Marissa.
Hello.
And I'm Megan. All right, before we get started, as always, what are we drinking? I bet it's tea.
No. Not always, honestly. We could
It's true.
shake things up here. I'm drinking the mint medley tea. And I'm drinking it iced with a little bit of sweetener. I feel like iced mint tea is good.
Yeah, mint medley for Marissa. Whoa, mint medley for Marissa.
Yeah, it's all the alliteration.
Jenna.
That's what I'm going for.
Jasmine jam for Jenna.
I wish.
No.
I love jasmine tea. I'm actually doing the very berry hibiscus. And the mighty leaf, I believe.
Yeah. It's the Jolly Rancher tea. We talked about it.
Jolly Rancher.
Yeah.
It's iced too because it's really nice and refreshing, and it sounded really good today. So yeah,
Very nice.
and Megan, you're doing something weird.
I'm doing something weird. I saw in the tea group that I'm in on Facebook the Sprite plus tea. So I guess Sprite came out with a tea flavored Sprite. And I thought it was a joke at first, like an April Fool's thing, even though it was well after April Fool's. But people could see things late.
Yeah. Circles through the internet that long.
Yeah. But then I thought, okay, Sprite is like lemon lime, so lemon and tea. Arnold Palmer, they have that. Sure thing. So I finally went and bought one, but they didn't have just like a single 20 ounce or something. They only had 12 cans.
You had to commit.
I had to commit. So I ended up buying it, and luckily it doesn't have any caffeine because we are recording later today.
Yes.
And, but the first couple of sips just tasted like Sprite to me. And now I'm tasting the tea. But it's not bad. It's not like overpowering. I kind of wish there was a bit more tea, honestly.
Yeah.
But
I'd taken a sip of it, and obviously just one sip, and you said it took you a couple, but I was describing it as like Sprite is very like, it feels like acidic almost, where you're drinking it and the carbonation just lingers. With the tea, it's like it's got a smooth finish.
yeah,
It's
you
funny.
could be a connoisseur.
There you go. You're very fancy with your
A
description.
sommelier
I
of
know.
tea.
Now that I've got a whole thing with wine.
Yes.
Wine membership. Now
You have your wine membership, so you've officially become a connoisseur of drinks.
I've officially become bougie like Jenna.
Yes. I was gonna say it's funny because I bought Jelani a thing of hot sauce for his birthday, and it was like a smoky ghost pepper hot sauce or something like that. And he's like, "It's so weird because it's like spicy, but then just not." And I was like, "What are you talking?" And I'm trying to get him to explain it, and it was the weirdest thing. He goes, "Just try it. I need you to try it." And I do not do spicy. Yeah. It's bad. It's so bad. And so he just like put a little bit, like tapped my tongue. And I was like, oh, it's weird because it's like, it's really, really spicy and then just goes away. And that's kind of what it reminded me of with the Sprite tea. It like tastes like Sprite and then it just goes away and tastes like tea.
Yeah.
It was weird. Almost like it's split in half in your mouth.
I was thinking about doing like hot wings for D&D one time. And I was like, Haley can't do spicy. Marissa, I think you're selective about your spice.
I'm not like, I don't want it to be burning off my mouth, but
Yeah.
I like spice. My big thing with spice is I can't, like, reasons why I don't like a lot of curries and stuff like that is because I don't want the flavor to be spice.
Oh, okay.
I want the flavor to have flavor and the spice give it a kick.
Yeah.
When it's like, this is just hot, then
It just pain.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't care about that. That's not what I want.
Yeah. And then Jenna
don't do
doesn't like
spice.
spice. Ryan's my only buddy in that. But
Jelani. You and
Jelani
and
would do it.
Jelani, Hanson and I buy all the Kurdak stuff, like the spicy ramen stuff for him.
Yep.
All the time.
So Jelani loves wings. It's like a thing. He
and I can party.
loves wings. I don't like meat on a bone. It's weird.
I'll just get you
boneless wings.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I will do boneless wings. But Jelani wants to go with someone that he can order like a ton of different bone-in wings and eat them with them. And I'm essentially eating chicken nuggets.
It's funny because he says that, but we never hang out.
I know.
Like, maybe I won't get the super duper hot ones, but that's for him. I'll have like all the other flavorful ones, like the garlic parmesan and all of those things. So.
Right. So I usually, for me, it's like if he wants to go to wings, it's like I don't really want to, but I guess I will for you. And so really, he just needs to go out with you guys and have wings and spiciness.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm down.
In case you were wondering, listeners, this is a food podcast.
Totally. We've already talked about our drinks.
Yeah.
Now it's time to get to the real meat on the bone. Heyo. Anyway, what we're actually doing today is emptying the hat, as we said earlier, and we are going to be finishing off the questions that we came up with a couple episodes ago. Maybe like 10 episodes ago.
It feels like forever ago now.
Yeah. But so we thought we'd finish those off. Make just kind of I said let's make an easier episode.
Look, Megan's always prepared for this. Marissa's half the time pretty prepared for this. I'm almost never prepared for this.
I am more prepared for this than I was with all of our other suggestions.
Right.
So
Exactly.
This is me being prepared, is me going off the top of my head with these questions.
I can answer off the top of my head, I think. We'll see.
We might have some like pauses we'll have to cut out, but
yeah, that's fine. We'll be good.
Yeah.
The listeners will never know.
It's true. We actually knew these answers right away.
Right.
All of us.
Yes. We're just geniuses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So to start us off, Jenna, why don't you start us off?
Sure. All right.
And you'll have Marissa answer
I'll
first.
do a little it doesn't work, my hat's empty.
She shook the hat for the listeners watching.
Wanting
to
the
watch.
listeners watching.
Yes.
Someday.
The oxymoron of it all. Sorry, what's your question?
All right, guys. Question number 1. Which fictional world would you want to live in most or least?
I literally,
And/or
my eyeballs went right to that question. And I even said, did we do this question last time in my brain? And then you said that. So I'm ready.
So Megan knows her answer. Let's go, Megan. Which one?
Give you guys some time to think while I'll just monologue for a couple minutes.
There you go.
All right. So I put smiley faces and unsmiley faces by the ones that I would want to live in. And the one I would most want to live in is Ashley Poston's Dead Romantic, 7 Year Slip, and what's the one that just came out? A Novel Love Story.
Right.
And I assume her Sounds Like Love, that's coming out soon. I assume that one is also set in the same world. And that's the world that I've talked about before, where it is pretty much our world with just like a hint of magic.
Yeah.
So it's like in Dead Romantics, there's ghosts. And just ghosts. And then 7 Year Slip, there's a specific apartment that jumps between time within 7 years. And then in A Novel Love Story, it is a fictional world, like from this book series that she loves, is real, but set in like a very, there's like parameters to how that town is works or whatever.
Sounds very Once Upon a Time.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
It is basically Once Upon a Time. So yeah, I would really, really, really love to live in that one, just because I just like a hint of magic in my life. I think that would just be, it's not out to get you. You're not in any danger. There's no Hunger Games.
I agree. I think that those type of worlds would be the fun ones to live in. Almost every other type of world that you think of, it's like, I don't really want to live in it because there's a lot of danger. And if I did want to live in it, I have to be a very specific person born into that world.
Exactly. And the other thing that's kind of funny is in A Novel Love Story, she goes into the world of her favorite story.
Yeah.
So I think that's Inception.
Yeah.
Very meta. And then another one I actually think would be really fun to live in, and I think this kind of goes for like two of them because they're basically the same thing. The Grishaverse by Leigh Bardugo.
Mm-hmm.
So Shadow and Bone, Six of Crows. I think that would be really good. Not in the town that the Darkling decided to turn to shadow.
To annihilate.
Not in that town. But I think it would just be fun to have, a world where you can have magic. And even if it's just like a very specific school of magic, I thought that'd be really, really fun.
Yeah.
When we actually went to the King of Scars book signing, they had pins that you would like reach into the bag and like you pull out a pin, and that was like a random draw of what magic would you be. But then at the end of the signing, they had plenty left over, and I was like, can I have one of each? And she's like, yeah, sure. And I was just like, so I have them all on my banners. That was really fun.
Do you remember which one you picked?
I think I picked the blue. I don't remember what the blue one was. It might have been like the
I know it wasn't Heartrender because that's red, I'm assuming.
yeah, it was blue,
Or-
red, and purple. And then there was gold
yeah.
for the Sun Summoner. I don't remember. That was in
I
like
remember I got the
2018.
purple one, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah. I'll go home and look at it. And then one that I would not want to live in is Divine Rivals. I don't like the idea of potentially having, like, hearing music and being like, oh, you're my slave now.
Yeah.
Go to war for me.
Yeah.
Or, you know, oh, you died in this war. Now you're mine. I control you. So that's one I would not want to live in.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
Not at all. I don't want gods to tell me what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have been cool if our twist that we wanted to happen happened, but because it was
Right.
not our twist, it is less cool.
Right.
I don't want to put a spoiler on this, but we did talk about this. We had a whole episode about worlds, but I just remembered because when you were talking about it, I'm like, oh yeah, you talked about that.
I probably did.
I think we did delve into a little bit.
Because I remember, I think
deeper.
I said Avatar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
and
though
that's
I'd probably
basically
end up just be a
normal.
peasant.
That's right.
But you still have like I said, you still have the possibility of being like a Sokka, who just learns all the fighting styles, even if you're not a bender, or the Asami, who's the inventor.
I would be
Right.
the what was that? What is he? The comedic genius. There you go. I'd be the
Yeah.
funny one. That's my job.
As long as I'm not the cabbage merchant.
Your literal
My cabbages.
livelihood gets
Yeah.
destroyed every single day.
On a daily basis.
So yeah. All right, who's next? Who wants to answer?
Oh yeah, I mean, Marissa going with hers. I think that the world that would most be fun to live in would probably be kind of those Ashley Poston type of worlds, where it's very similar to our world with a hint of magic, or with even a magical veil behind it. Although it kind of sucked to always be the Muggle or the normal one or all of that, to never know. But it would be kind of cool to like have those moments with magic. So even like Shadowhunters, where it's like she's living a normal life and then finds out that there's this whole other world within the world. I could live in one of those. Although
Shadowhunters would suck. It's all religious.
for you. But it's religious, but it's also
I
very
see how
much
it
not.
is. It sucks for you, but I'm the straight white woman, so it's fine for me.
Yeah, you're fine.
Passing straight. I think the ones that would suck are the over the top war torn ones.
Yep.
Those are the ones that like no matter what you do, you're gonna get pulled into a war somehow. And it's like whether you want to live a peaceful life or not, you're just gonna be affected in that way. So or any dystopian novel ever.
Right.
Dystopian novels just aren't fun either.
They are fun, but at least you're fighting against something. I would hate to live in any high fantasy world.
Yeah.
Because that's basically just living in medieval times, and
Yeah.
that sucks.
Yeah.
Like, they make it all fancy and nice, and it's like, ooh, look at all the magic, it's sword fighting, and you're all like, yeah, but where are the bathrooms? And then, like, all the modern day conveniences that I'm looking
Shower.
for.
That's why I write books that are not medieval. Like, they can still have swords, but also they're going through a technological revolution.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't want to live there, so I wouldn't want to write there.
I am not going to be able to stop talking about these books that I just
Oh,
read.
here she goes.
but,
Here she goes.
It's begun.
No, but I was going to say that one, it's very war torn. It's all about a war and stuff like that. But it would be kind of a cool universe to live in because the kingdoms, it's fantasy and sci-fi together, but the kingdoms are all different planets. So you could just decide, no, I'm not going to live in this planet anymore, and I'm going to go deal with another planet and stuff. But it's not like a cool world to live in. So yeah.
Why, you can just leave your kingdom that easily?
Yeah, if you wanted to, just get on a spaceship and goodbye.
If only.
So, well, I mean, at least it sounds that easy for the royalty that we're following. But what about you? Anything else, Marissa? What do you?
I
wanna-
talked about it. I
Oh,
talked
yeah, you
about
did.
Avatar,
Avatar.
and then not medieval anything.
Yeah,
Or high
that's
fantasy
fair.
anything.
Or Cassandra Clare books.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or Cassandra Clare books.
Although I'm fine with
Until
Cassandra
they're
Clare
like, a few years down, like future Cassandra Clare books, when they're like starting to change things. Maybe.
All right, then you want to ask your questions.
Okay.
Well,
fine.
one.
First question is, what books, if any, can you read multiple times and not get tired of?
Cassandra Clare books I've done. I've read Cassandra Clare books quite a few times, and every once in a while I think I want to reread them again because I just enjoy that world. And then I've done A Court of Thorn and Roses quite a few times too, and not gotten tired of that. I think if I really, really enjoy or relate to the characters, and then I can go back into any world that I want to read again.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times when I don't like fully reread, like cover to cover reread, but like if I really like a book and I want to go back and relive certain moments, I'll do like the highlights of the book and everything. Yeah. But I mean, I've reread books before. I'm pretty sure I reread Lies We Tell Ourselves multiple times. Usually like easier, quicker books I'll reread. Or like I've read Slaughterhouse-Five a couple of times because I read that one way back when, and I'm like, I don't even remember what happens really in this, so I reread it later. So just to jog my memory on stuff that I did like before. But rereading's hard because when you have a big TBR, you don't want to.
Right.
That's usually the issue that I run into is like, you're like, okay, should I reread something or should I actually enjoy something else? I usually end up rereading when it's like, I know I want to enjoy a book and I'm afraid to start something and not enjoy it. So I'm like, just let me delve into this world again, and enough time has to pass that I can enjoy it again. However, things like Shadowhunters is hard because it's a big world to jump into again.
Yeah, I think about that all the time, wanting to reread all of Gail Carriger's books, and it's just so much to dive into that I'm like, doing a reread would make me want to reread like everything, and
right.
That's just not realistic for me right now.
If you could only pick one series of hers, though, would there be any that you would want to reread? Or are they all just coexisting that it's just...
I did a highlights thing with the last couple books of the Custard Protocol. I would like to reread the Finishing School series because the way I read her books, the order I read them in, was like back and forth on Finishing School and Parasol Protectorate.
Yeah.
So like I'd like to reread Finishing School series to just, focus on that one because it was good. But I think Genevieve was my favorite character.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say that I wouldn't reread that one.
Yeah.
If I could.
Yeah. Okay. For me, I have a lot. Basically anything Garth Nix, obviously, for me. And then every year I do a reread of the Scorpio races for November because the first line is, it is the first day of November, so someone must die. And that's just like a staple in my life. I also, similar with Marissa, I read like highlights of the Hating Game. Because there's like so many moments of like sexual tension that I just really like. And I think I'll be doing that. I haven't done it, but I think I'll be doing that for a lot of Emily Henry books as well. And then, I did just do a reread of the Hunger Games, and I think that that's like important to read because I read them when I was in college, and now that I'm like a fully fledged adult, it like read so different, but in like a really good way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one that I do think like every couple of years, maybe, I don't want to say couple, maybe like every 10 years, it's good for a reread.
I'm so scared of that because I downloaded a sample of Hamish's book, the new one that just came out, and I was reading it. And I'm like, is this what her writing style was? Because I'm not really into it right now.
Okay. Since I just did the reread.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about that is it is slightly different because it matches Hamish's voice.
Yeah.
But I also like, I don't know, I did see like this thing on Instagram where someone was like, the difference between Katniss and Hamish's like voice is that Katniss is so focused on herself and surviving that she just like, yeah, this is District 12, that's it. Mm-hmm. It's done. We're done. Okay, District 12. And then Hamish is like, oh yeah, and over here we have the baker, and my best friend is the baker's son over here. Oh, and then here's the field where I meet the love of my life, and she's just like the daughter of this person and this person. And he like gives you all the information that Katniss would like never.
Yeah. But, and I mean that, like you said, it speaks a bit more to what they were both going through.
Yeah.
Where Katniss was more isolated.
Yes.
She was about survival, and
Yes.
he's about survival, but he also has a community.
Yes, exactly.
Where I don't think Katniss did.
Especially, 25 years later? Yeah.
And then also, I think the big thing is, like, Katniss's books were, let me introduce you to the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Hamish's books are like, oh, I expect that you already kind of know this world, so I'm going to give you other information.
Yeah. And I did the audiobook of President Snow's book, so I don't know, like, because, it's hard to, like, get the full writing style as you could see it on the page. Like, are the sentences short and choppy? Because there is a flow to, like, the way the person reads it to you. So I don't know. I did do the ebook for Sunrise on the Reaping, but I will say that the sentences did feel similar to, like, it did feel like 2008, 2009 writing. But for me, because I had just recently read all of the other ones, I was already immersed in that writing style and that world again.
Yeah.
So I think that is really helpful. So I could understand your, like...
Yeah. I went into it. I don't remember what the book was that I read before it, but I remember going into it. I'm like, this is way different than what I remember.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's something I like right now.
Yeah. And maybe audiobook might be better.
Maybe.
But I don't know if the narrator's good or not.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of narrator, on my way here, Haley, like, I was driving, so I couldn't see it, but I was at a stop sign and I pushed play and she said, the voice actor for Caitlin from Arcane is the voice actor in the, what does she call it? The Toxic Lesbian Vampire novel, which is V.E. Schwab's newest book.
Oh my god.
And so she just said, Megan! And I was just like, because we're going to buddy read it.
Well, you know who the actress is, right?
No?
It's Cho Chang from Harry Potter. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay. For me.
She's in the new Bridgerton coming out too.
Oh,
what?
Yeah.
Well,
she's not the main love interest, is she?
No, I think she's the mom of the main love interest.
I think the actual,
right.
I think the
She's old
actual
now.
actress is like Scottish or something like that. So
Okay.
she's got a really heavy like Scottish accent. So you wouldn't really put it together, especially like
Yeah, because it's very
listening.
British and posh
Yeah.
in Arcane. But for me, it's so hard. After you told me that Jinx is voiced
oh yeah
by what's her name?
Jackie.
Jackie and what's her name from Fallout?
Yeah, Ella
That
Purnell
actress?
is the actress.
When I look at Jinx now, I only see her.
Oh, they did such a good job because it's like you do see her in it
Yeah.
now. Like when you look at it, you're like, oh, that is your face. Like
Right.
obviously it's not. It's Jinx's face, but there's like her mannerisms you see in there.
Right. Anyway, back to Sunrise on the Reaping.
Sorry.
No. It was
Distracted.
I'm the one who
Side-
changed the
side
subject.
story.
I'm the one who changed the subject. I wonder if you could get a sample of the audiobook and see if he's good enough as well. And if maybe that'll change it. But
I mean,
Read it.
I could usually get a sample because I got Audible and they usually do little samples before you buy.
okay. Yes, so those were all. Oh, and my other reread that I would do would be Percy Jackson, just because I do read those every couple of years. And now that season 2 is coming out in December, I'm gonna be rereading book 2, Sea of Monsters, because I need to prepare.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
still really want to do a rereading of Priory of the Orange Tree, but it's such a commitment.
It is a commitment.
I did do a highlight read for a little bit, but I'm like, I want to see the little nuances
Yeah.
from Day of Fallen Night.
Yeah. Also, sorry, going back to slight difference, one of the audiobook narrators from Day of Fallen Night was in another audiobook that I just finished, but all I can think of her is saying her name like Glorian. It's like Glorian. And she says it in like this very beautiful, soft way, and I'm just like, oh, she's such a good voice. Anyway, Prior to the Orange Tree, if you read it,
It is on my list.
Eventually.
maybe we'll
But we discussed how big novels
yeah.
cannot happen in the summertime.
exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe
Unless you-
September.
Yeah.
She says that. It's going to be September like 5 years from
Yeah.
now.
Hey, maybe the entire series will be done by then.
That's true.
Ooh, excuse me. That's like secretly what Jenna's waiting for is for the entire series to be done.
Yeah,
Even
that's
though you
my thing.
don't need to read each book is its own story.
Right. Oh, that was another arc that I applied for was Ruse of Chaos.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's the name of the series. Among the Burning Flowers.
Yeah.
That's the
The quote unquote novella.
novella that's 250 pages.
Yeah.
Anyway, Name a book with the biggest plot twist. So this is going to be a spoiler. I guess we don't have to specifically go into the plot twist.
This could be quick. Just tell
Yeah.
us. Yeah. What books did you have that were the biggest plot twists? I Hunt Killers.
The Illuminate Files.
Oh yeah,
that first book.
that was a good one too.
Yeah. I think that was one of the biggest plot twists that I really loved.
Yeah.
I agree on that one.
That was a good one. I Hunt
Book
Killers
2.
you don't love.
What's that?
I Hunt Killers I didn't love.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
But the plot twist was so incredible. I was like, whoa.
Book 2 of Illuminate Files has an even bigger plot twist, if you can imagine that.
That's another book I want to reread.
I know.
I don't want to, but I do want to, you know?
I want to reread the whole series.
Right.
Because I feel like when Obsidio came out, the third one, I just like fled through it because I just had to know.
Right.
And I feel like I didn't like appreciate it for what it was.
You found your answers.
You found your... See, I knew it. I knew you wrote down your answers. I'm so proud
I was like,
of you.
I remember plot twist. It's the first one. And I wrote Illuminate.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to reread that series.
Yeah.
But the question is, do you do audio or do you do the book?
I've never done audio. So.
Oh, the audio is fantastic. It's a full cast. It's got sounds and like the part where specifically where she's like going through space and it like shows the words like jumping, like she's jumping on the back of the ship. It like fades in and out.
Oh,
kind of like
cool.
how Amina Al-Sarafi did for you, you said. It's very much like that where it like it is beautiful. I have it on Audible. I'll give you my login.
Yeah.
Hey, I got an answer for the last question that I wrote down. Poetry books. I reread poetry books all the time.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah. I wrote that down.
I wrote that down. I love it.
So,
what about you, Megan? What's your big plot twist?
ooh, okay. So, the first one that I wrote down was House of Roots and Ruin by Erin A. Craig.
I think she does plot twists well.
Yeah.
She, in general, does plot twists well.
I don't remember the plot twist if there was any from, what was the first one? House of Salt and Sorrows.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one as much.
You know, the funny thing about her is that I enjoy her books every time I read them, but as the longer time goes on, the less I remember them.
Yeah. I barely remember that one.
But yeah,
at all, yeah.
I just remember that usually towards the end, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's happening this whole time?
Yeah. For that one, I was completely mind blown.
Yeah.
And I think that one would be a good one for you for spookiness.
I'll add my spooky list.
Also don't need to reread House of Salt and Sorrows before it because it's about a different sister. Or sister? I don't know. But the third one is supposed to be coming out and I'm very excited for it because I really hope it also links in with this one and we get like our answers because it did end where you're just like, wait, what? Excuse me?
I think she does that too with a lot of her stuff too. She like leaves open endings.
Yes. And then my second one was The Wild Huntress, which is, she is another one that I absolutely like, an auto-buy author for me. So yeah, The Wild Huntress by Emily Lloyd Jones. I genuinely don't remember what the plot twist was, but I remember driving and just like stopping and having to like remember to breathe. I had to let out the breath I didn't know I was holding for that book. No, oh God. But yeah, the plot twist of that one and that one, I can't say anything.
You know what? I think that the crazy thing for me is that the longer I'm a reader, the less plot twists surprise me.
Right, of
More
course,
often
because
than not,
we've read them all.
I see them coming, and it's like, oh, I can guess almost everything that's going to happen in a book. And it's like, so if I see the ones that I'm just like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
Like, those are the ones that I'm like,
I think that's why, like, Illuminate stood out to me because the entire book built up this belief system and then, like, within you, not like an actual belief system in the book, but, like, it made you believe so much that you definitely did not see what actually was happening.
Yep.
yeah.
Hey guys, if you haven't read Illuminate Files, I highly recommend that, even though I haven't finished the series.
By Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman.
I have to say, I tell people about that book all the time because I'll tell people like these books, first of all, when you look at them, you're like, dang, I'm taking on a huge commitment because they look like big, thick, crazy books, but they read so fast. And then I tell people, like, this is the most interesting story because it's written through collected files, right? And so it's a lot of text back and forth, but it reads like a novel. And
there's plenty of story there.
Right. And so, like, I remember going into this thinking, like, how is this book going to be interesting? Because it's going to just be these files. And I'm like, okay, this is not, I'm just going to, like, be flipping through files. But it literally actually reads like a novel, and it's so good. So if you're second guessing whether or not you'll like it, just give it a chance.
Just give it a chance.
Yeah.
Was the first one the brain slugs, or was that the second one?
Second one. I don't remember brain slugs.
Okay.
It's been so long, to be honest, I couldn't tell you.
The cows. With
Yeah.
The brain slugs.
I couldn't.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you when or where they ended up.
Okay.
But-
Apparently it was the second one.
I'm
Yeah.
going to say the second one because it does not sound familiar. I know it's been a long time, but it does not sound familiar.
Yeah.
There's so much to those books too. And as everyone knows, I have to have a book that has a little bit of romance in it, and I would say that the romance in that is really good too.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's subtle enough,
Yeah, it's more,
but it's still impactful.
it's secondary to the plot, but you care enough about it that you're still there for it.
Yeah.
I can't comment.
I can't comment.
That's okay.
The only comments I want to say, I can't say. So.
All right.
Did you answer it?
Which one?
You said your
Biggest
hunt a
plot
killer.
Oh yeah, I hunt killers.
Do you have any
yeah.
other?
I'm sure there are, but
Like
just
you said,
off my
plot
top of
twist.
my head, that was the one that it was. To this day, I still think about the ending of that book, and I'm just like, wow. It just messed me up. In so many ways. It's definitely a good book. I suggest not the first book. It's the ending of the trilogy is really where it's at, and it's such a good story that. Oh, you know what?
She thought of another
I
one.
don't remember I can't remember every single thing about it, but the Half Bad series.
Oh, yeah.
The ending of that trilogy played in my head for so long because I didn't see that one coming either. And I honestly can't even remember all of it. I just remember sitting there going like, whoa, what the heck? Like, I couldn't even tell you everything that happened except for one single, like, thing that just sat in my head for forever.
I remember in the first round of Brawless Book Guild when we did our like recordings back in 2017, 2018, you talked about that series a lot.
Right.
And I tried reading them, but the writing style was so simplified
Yeah.
for a reason.
Right.
Because the character himself was not educated.
Right.
But I just couldn't get through it.
I remember reading it and thinking like the first one, like, I'm not really that interested in it. But I was just curious enough about it
To finish
the whole series. And by the end of the series, I just sat there like mind blown. I made my brother read it after that, and it was a really good series. But actually, it's another gay novel, so
Oh, cool.
pride novel.
Pride's still seeping in.
Pride's still. You know what? I didn't paint over my rainbow sidewalks right after June 30th.
Hey, every month's Pride Month when
Every
you're actually gay.
Yeah, exactly.
I like all those memes.
We're not
It's
Target.
like I like those memes. It's like July 1st, and they're like painting the white over
Yeah.
the like Pride sidewalk or whatever. Like, all right, we're done.
Yep.
But yeah.
All right, Jenna, next question.
Oh yeah, me now. What are some of your recent auto-buy authors within the last 3 years or so?
I'm glad I wrote down my answers because I don't remember.
I knew it.
Well, I talked about Amal El Motar. They were one of the authors for This Is How You Lose the Time War,
Oh yeah,
which was one of my favorite books from last year. And then they did the book The River Has Roots, which I told you guys about was like a really good audiobook where it had like the babbling river in the background
yeah.
and like the singing in the background and everything like that. So I don't know if it'd necessarily be an auto-buy author, but I definitely am very interested to read more from them. I don't remember if it's a guy or a girl. I think it's a girl. I don't remember off the top of my head, so I'm going with gender neutral right now.
Would you consider it an actual like auto consume author then? So not that necessarily that you would buy it, but like you would definitely read. anything that they came out with?
Yeah, I'd give it a try.
Okay.
And then, of course, I mean, it's not recent, but Kurt Vonnegut and Nikita Gill are always the ones I look for when I go into bookstores.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be recent authors. I think even in the last 3 years of you finding them would be cool, but, you know, it's cool to see the ones that have stuck with you no matter what, too.
Yeah. I bet I know who you're going to talk about.
I bet you don't.
It's not, what's her name? The series that you just finished that you're talking about?
Oh, you know what? Actually, I would probably add her to my auto buy. I think her other series might be more middle grade. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it. But I think that she might be one of those people that if I see something new by her, I might buy her stuff because I've enjoyed everything of her so far.
What was her name again?
Sengu Montana? Yeah, Sengu Mandana.
The author of The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches.
Yes. And I just read her the Celestial trilogy, which is A Spark of White Fire, A House of Rage and Sorrow, and A War of Swallowed Stars. She has a couple other books out. The Lost Girl I haven't looked into. Kiki Kaliri Breaks a Kingdom, Color Outside the Lines, and then she has one coming out soon that's it looks like Kiki Kalira is like it might be young adult, it might be middle age. It kind of looks younger. But she has a new one coming out, The Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping, which I'll for sure read.
Yeah, I definitely want to read that one.
But yeah, I'm curious about all her other works because I did really enjoy these books. They kind of blew my mind with how I wish that I had read them when I was really into young adult books, but I also am glad that I read them now because I feel like the more stuff that I was picky about back then, that I'm picky about now that I wouldn't have noticed or appreciated back then, I'm like, wow, she did this so well. She did this so well. She did this so well. So it's like, I really enjoyed that. I was going to say, actually, the ones that I really probably are going to be auto buys for me. I really like Allie Hazelwood. I really like almost all of her books. I love Emily Henry now. There was another one that I was thinking of too recently.
Not Ashley Poston?
Ashley Poston. Ashley Poston's another
I was
one.
going to say, Ashley Poston was the one I was going to guess for you.
Ashley Poston for sure. She's one of, that's one. And then almost anything by Amy Kaufman, actually.
Oh, yeah.
The funny thing is I haven't read Jay Kristoff on his own. I have read Megan Spooner on her own, but I think I've read almost everything by Amy Kaufman. And I really enjoy her books.
Did you finish the one series, the duology that she just released last year?
Yeah, I did. I read those really quickly.
Oh, okay. I remember you talking about them, but I didn't remember if you finished them.
And Rachel Gillig. I probably
I'm very excited for The Night and the Moth.
Me too. I haven't started it yet, but
I've heard very good things about it.
So yeah, those would probably be the ones in the most recent. I like Carissa Broadbent. She might be an auto-buy author for me too. But I'm not 100% certain because I didn't finish her other series. But I enjoyed it and I've heard it gets better as it goes. I wasn't in the mindset for it when I read it, so I'd have to reread that one. Yeah. What about you, Megan?
For me, recently, especially Emily Henry, I binged most of her books last year and then caught up on the last, People We Meet on Vacation was this year. And then I also just finished Great Big Beautiful Life and absolutely loved that one. And then, as I mentioned before, Emily Lloyd Jones, I just really love her writing. And I think that she creates these really, immersive worlds, and her romances are also incredibly subtle and just very half the time they don't even feel like they're there, honestly.
That's how Sengu Mandana was.
Yeah.
It was, even with the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, it was there. But then once I finally had their romantic moment, I was like, oh yeah, there was romance.
Yeah.
It was like everything else about that book made me feel like,
yeah.
If you asked me about the book later on, I'd be like, yeah, there was romance, but this, and this is what happened.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'd say she's that way too.
Yeah. And then my last one was just Susan Dennard, which I read the Luminaries last year. It was Luminaries. I don't remember what the second one was called, but the third one was called The Whispering Night, and I finished that trilogy, and I was absolutely blown away by it. Like, it's still in my brain, living rent-free. And I honestly, going back to our other question earlier, I think that might be a series that I would just, like, love to reread.
Yeah.
Which is actually interesting because your book choice, the Don't Let the Forest In,
Yeah.
is like very similar to that.
Really?
In that, like, at night, spooky things come out of the forest. Kind of. And there's another spooky forest for us.
Forest.
Spooky
Always
forest.
the spooky forest.
But yeah, so it's very much like that, where it just feels, I don't know. I don't like know how to explain it without giving too much away. But that's one that I just like genuinely want everyone to read because it's such a good series.
Is she the one that wrote Truth Witch?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I gave you those.
Yeah, you gave me
I
those.
destroyed those books, read through them, but they were one of those books that I felt like I was reading so much of them and just wanted to get to a good point, and I wasn't getting the satisfaction that I wanted out of them.
Oh yeah.
And then there was still more books coming out, so I was just like,
she's still not done.
I'm not giving up.
Yeah.
I'm not committing to more of these. So,
And I think with the trilogy that I just talked about, the Luminaries trilogy, she ended it where it could continue, and she has talked about like she wants to continue, but in like from a different perspective of characters.
right.
So like the main character, her name was Winnie. Her name was Wednesday, but like her clan name is Wednesday, so she's literally Wednesday. So she just goes by Winnie.
Channing of the Chesterfield.
Yes,
Channing. That's all I can think of too.
which Channing literally means wolf.
Yep.
Yes.
Wolf of the Chesterfield Wolves.
Yes. So she's like, her story's done, but there's still like more story out there.
Okay.
She said. So I'm excited because I loved the world that she built. And if she does come out with a series, another series, I would probably do a big reread.
I think you would really like Truth Witch. I think you
Nice.
will really enjoy it. I enjoyed a lot of it too. Because there were still books coming out.
Yeah.
And I was really trying to get to the point that I really cared about.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I'm romance driven. So a lot of the romance, it's like, it's still building.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I put 4 books into this and my romance has not paid off. So
it's like a super slow burn.
Super slow burn.
I'm
So
fine
it's
with
like,
that.
Yeah. It would be fine when you get more of them out.
A slow burn like that is basically a non-existent romance, right? Right.
I mean, I think that you get a little bit of it. You just don't get as much as you want to get.
Okay. Well, that sounds like my jam.
Yeah.
But yeah, those 3 are my main choices.
Nice.
Yeah, Marissa, your next question.
Next question. All right, guys. Oh, this is mine because I recognize my handwriting.
That's what I thought about. I think maybe one of these I was like, oh, that's Marissa and that's Megan.
Yeah, I think yours was. I think the other one I had was yours. I don't know. Okay. What is your biggest red flag and or green flag for a book?
Ooh.
So what's the biggest red flag? Something that would turn you off of a book almost completely. And
Me having gone on a rant of Jenna's book
Right?
just prior to this.
or depending on if you could think of one or if you want to do something different. What's your biggest green flag? What's something that would make you like a book immediately?
I have 2 of each.
All right.
Let's go,
Let's hear it, Megan.
All right. So one is an inconsistent writing style is a red flag. So if the author cannot have a consistent writing style, and this like specifically makes me think of our very first Owl Crate book that we got was The Serpent King.
Oh, yeah.
By I don't remember. And like the first chapter of that was very descriptive, very like detail driven. And then the rest of it was just like flat. And it very much felt like when I was taking creative writing courses and they're like, you have to do the 5 sentences just to like punch us in the gut with all these sentences of where he is and what he's doing. And I was like, okay, so he workshopped this in a creative writing course. And then the rest of the book was just like, meh.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah.
think part of that, and I was actually talking about this a little bit with my friend yesterday, Steven, was
Best friend Steven.
best friend Steven. We'll get a best friend Hannah and a best friend Steven shirt. But we're talking about like part of that too is on the editor, I think.
Yeah.
I think part of it, like with publishing nowadays, it's so easy to get published in certain areas, or you can do self-publishing, where people are just trying to push out books. So you can have a really good story, but it's not really edited well.
Exactly. Exactly. And someone should have said, like, hey, either be consistent or...
Yeah, somebody should have talked about that.
Yeah. Another thing that I would say is I do like, and this is like a green flag for me, is if an author, like, you have read their stuff and you start going through their backlog and you can see their growth as, like, the further you go back. Like, I read Rebecca Ross's first book, and it was really bad.
Oh, no.
I think it was called The Queen's Rising or something. It was really bad.
You're great, Rebecca Ross. We like
love
your books.
We love you, but, like, you can just tell that she's learned a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, like, the book itself was bad. There were just things about it that I was just, like, kind of like, oh, gosh, this is, like, a product of its time, I should say.
Right.
Of, like, what was trendy back when it first came out. But knowing how far she's come, I think that's great.
Yeah.
So, like, right now, I just also finished Samantha Shannon's first book. And having, loved and read all of her Roots of Chaos series that's out so far, she is a very poetic and lyrical writer. So reading The Bone Season, I was just like, this is not the Samantha Shannon I know.
Yeah.
But I got through it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is a green flag in the writer. If I can see your progression. But within the book, be consistent, for me at least.
Yes.
My other red flag, and this is like a two-parter, if the characters are all flat, so like if they're just like one-dimensional, they only have one thing going for them, and they're just, that's all they are there for. So like Sokka from him, in the first like couple episodes, you think he's there just as a comic relief.
Yeah.
But then as he goes on, he is actually a very multi-dimensional character.
Yeah.
From Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Soren. I love Soren.
So we have, so like, if your character starts off one-dimensional but grows, I love that. I love me a character that is good. And then my other red flag is insta-love. If it is insta-love, I am immediately just like, oh, wow. And I feel like that is what's happening these days. That is the trend.
Yep.
And I'm not here for it.
Yep.
But green flags. The first one I wrote is the cover.
The cover.
We have a whole episode talking about covers.
The cover.
Or wait, was that a whole episode? Or?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we got you covered. I don't know if that's what we called it, but
Yeah. But yeah, so if the cover is beautiful, I'm definitely going to read it. Whether I like it or not is a different story. But, and then another green flag for me is if certain friends recommend it. And this is actually perfect because on the car ride here,
Yes.
Jenna constantly talked about, what did you call it? The Celestial series?
Yeah, the Celestial trilogy.
Yeah. So she talked about that. So I do trust her. And she was like, Megan, this is God tier. And I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
So that I trust.
you trust, yet she does not read Cassandra Clare.
Okay.
Okay. I have all the books, you guys. I have them.
Eventually.
I have them and they are in my specific TBR pouches that I have. I will get there when it's not, when I'm recovering from Pride Month.
There you go.
So Megan, what we were talking about too is I was saying like, okay, I recommend books sometimes to her, and it's like, it's Cassandra Clare, so you're gonna be jumping into this world and you're gonna like have a hard time getting out of it, This one, it was such a quick, easy read. I read it in less than a week, and I have a toddler. And it's like, I mean, yes, did I, at the last book, get the audiobook so that I could also finish it quicker because I wanted to know what was happening? Yes. But it's, it's a really good read, and it's quick and easy. I've noticed the thing with Megan is I have to give her things, but she is a stickler for finishing her, or getting, chunks out of her TBR, whereas we have TBRs, and to us, TBRs are like menus.
Did you just see that post?
Yes, I was just thinking that thing. I was like, this is a perfect description of me and Marissa. It's a menu. Like, here's your list, and you may or may not be in the mood for any of it. So it's like you may end up going and buying something completely new that has nothing to do with your TBR. Megan's like, no, I must make a dent in this because at the end of the day, I need to know that I finished something.
Exactly.
You have
but
your
also,
quest line that
Yes.
you're like, you have to check off all your quests to make sure.
Yeah.
which is literally how I play Zelda as well, because I have the walkthrough, because I was just talking to Marissa about this yesterday. I am the kind of person that prefers to watch people play video games.
Right.
Because that's how I grew up, was my brother would play them and I loved it.
Yeah.
And we would always get the walkthrough and I would tell him where to go. So for me, I
Oh,
have
did you print it out? Did you go like look up and you got the weird? Okay.
no. We got the official.
I was gonna say she had the whole book.
No, I
And-
had to do the freaking like you Google searched it and it took you forever to get the results because it was
Slow
years ago.
internet. Yeah.
And you always got this like weird spreadsheet where people always did this like weird like art of like just using
yep.
dashes.
Yes,
and
I
stuff
know
like
exactly. Oh my gosh.
that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That was like my brain is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to either print it out or like keep that up while you played the game.
The only one we could never get it for the walkthrough for was Banjo-Kazooie and
Yeah.
Banjo-Tooie.
Oh yeah.
So we never had those. So I did have to look up that. But we did get like the one that really started us off was it was Zelda Majora's Mask for the Nintendo 64. And so for that like Christmas, we got the game and the walkthrough. And I remember I was like playing with my Beanie Babies and like we were like reading the walkthrough with my Beanie Babies and I was joking. And then I was watching my brother play it and I was like, oh, I saw that character on this page. And he's like, well, can you like tell me what it says to do? Because I have no idea. And I was like, oh, you have to do this, this, and this. And he was like, oh, okay. Well, what do I do next? And that's like how it began. That's how
So
we
you
played.
guys cheated.
That's what everyone says, but no, we were just guided. It's not cheating if we were guided by the official Nintendo 64 walkthrough.
The hard part for me was like I would get to a point where I literally could not get past a certain point in the game, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm just gonna go get the walkthrough.
Yeah.
So I'd have to go online, find it, try not to get any spoilers, and find the exact part I was at, so I could figure out what I had to do in the exact part, and then I'd have to close it, or I'd just put it out that page.
Yeah. But I also feel like with the walkthroughs, we always got like the most out of the game because we got all like the little mini things and we never missed anything. So
Yeah.
I think that's fine. So we did that for like Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy X-2, Final Fantasy IX. Yeah, we basically did it for all the Zeldas, all the Zelda, Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask. We couldn't do Ocarina of Time because we couldn't find that one. So the water temple of that one was impossible,
Yeah.
basically.
Megan's here for the story, and she wants to go from point A to point B
Right.
correctly.
Yes.
So for me to play
So
Zelda,
she read the book of the video game.
can
That's
I
exactly
can I
what
put that on
happened.
my? Does that count? Like, do
Yeah,
those
you
pages
read.
count towards my
You
thing?
read.
So you guys saying like I have like a thing of a TBR? Yes, my TBR shelf is strict, but also Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid came out, and I dropped everything to pick it up. So there are moments where I am weak,
Yes.
but also
Megan has very strict
personal goals.
yes.
100 books.
Reading
I'm
goals.
also okay. I will say we're gonna talk about this next time we do our like
Mid-year
wrap
check-in.
up.
Yeah.
But I am doing so good about DNFing books.
Oh, good job.
If they do not bring me joy, if they do not spark joy, as what was that?
I don't remember, but I
amazing
remember the
woman.
like hold
Marie
it.
Kondo.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. If it does not spark joy or bring me joy by 50%, I'm done.
Yeah.
So yes.
There
So
you
that
go.
is that I'm doing well on that.
Good job.
All right, Jen, do you have red flags or green flags for books now that we've gotten super off topic?
My first thought was dialogue. So if it's really, really
Oh,
bad
yeah.
dialogue that seems very, very unrealistic or forced to try to get a point across, I'm just like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And that's a big red flag for me. However, if the banter is bantering, that is the biggest green flag.
Chef's kiss. Yeah.
I can push through a subpar plot for really good banter.
And you know who does great banter?
Emily Henry.
Emily Henry.
She does great banter.
Absolutely great. If she does a gay book.
Yes.
I'll be honest, guys. At this point, Emily Henry and Ashley Poston are the same author to me with how much you
Okay.
guys talk about them and the type of books you talk about with them.
I will say, A Novel Love Story, there was like banter, but it didn't feel like the like level that I expect from.
Right.
So I still think Dead Romantics is the best.
I like Allie Hazelwood has decent banter, but
Oh yeah, she
it's,
does.
Definitely not
The one
Emily
that I
Henry
read.
level.
She's soon going to be the third head of the monster that I'm creating.
I mean, it's fair. Please put that as your meme coming up.
I wish it could be like.
Oh.
Have you seen the meme with the like dragon with the three heads, but like one of them's really dumb?
No, you need the Office meme where I need you to find the difference between these two
Yeah, and it's
pictures.
Emily Henry and Ashley Poston. I'll do that. I'll post that.
Excellent.
I'll have to wait a bit, but I'll post it.
Meme Monday. That's your new.
Monday. Okay.
You posted my. Sorry. You post a meme every Monday.
I'll do
There you
it.
go.
Let's do it.
Yeah, banter, dialogue, that's a big thing for me. If I feel like, even if the plot's really good and I feel like the author just like forces dialogue that doesn't feel realistic to get a point across in the story that they want to make important,
Yeah.
all I hear is, this is important, pay attention to this, and I'm just like pulled out of the story and I can't enjoy it.
Every CW show pilot.
Right, exactly. And the other thing I'd say, the instant love, but also fated mates for the sake of being fated mates.
Oh, Fated Mates. I DNF'd that book that was Fated Mates and Chosen One. They were Chosen One Fated Mates. Like, by their fated mate powers combined, they were the Chosen One. And I was just like, nope.
Can't
and I
do
DNF'd it. I couldn't do it.
So the thing is, what sucks for me is that, like, I can get past the fated mate thing if everything else about a book is good.
Yeah.
But more often than not, it's just disappointing.
I think if you frame it in a way where you don't straight up just say you're fated mates.
Right. Or even the way it's like, okay, actually, Allie Hazelwood did it.
Yeah.
She did it well. It's, the mate thing can happen. It's in Bride or whatever, but it doesn't feel like that's the only reason they're together. It's like, we're enemies to lovers, and yeah, I kind of want to jump his bones, but I don't know why. And it's like, oh, he's my mate. Duh, that's why. It's like, okay, I've lost interest.
I
hate
literally,
it.
like, my body almost
Cringes.
convulsed in, like, I'm gonna throw up moment.
What about you, Marissa? What are your red and green flags?
My red flags are very similar to Megan's as far as like writing style and like grammar and stuff. If things are really like, if just the way that it's written, you could tell it wasn't looked over and edited properly, that's
Yeah.
kind of a red flag for me. And it drives me insane when I find like typos in books.
Yeah.
See, I love it. For some reason, I'm just like, haha, I found you. I'm better than the editor,
If
even
I'm
though that's not
enjoying
true.
the book, I love it. But if I'm not enjoying the book, or like something's like it's already been weird and then I find a typo, I'm like, okay, this obviously was not looked over.
Yeah.
This was just like, all right, you're good, pushed it out there. Which once again, that's more on the editor than the writer, because
Yeah.
obviously the writer's telling the story, the editor's actually, making sure that it makes sense and flows well. But yeah, so those are my biggest red flags, and just, LGBTQ stories that aren't written by LGBTQ people is a
Yeah.
red flag for me, because as much as I want representation, and you can have representation in it, but if you were writing a primarily like LGBTQ story and you are very well known to not be part of the community, it's rough for me.
Yeah.
It's like having straight actors play gay characters. Totally fine. You could do that, but like, I prefer it when it's a gay actor playing a gay character.
Right.
So, not to say you can't do it, just isn't my cup of tea 100% of the time. Uh-oh. Jennifer,
I was
Hanging by
looking
a
at that.
thread.
I was looking at that earlier, going, it looks like it's fraying, but maybe it just like
That's
wasn't folded over properly.
all of a sudden I was like, wait,
Don't
oh
mess with
no,
it. Don't
it's
mess with it.
fraying.
You just have
And
to
then I,
like
yeah, I'm just gonna be T-Rexing
yeah,
it.
there you go.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
Anyway,
But yeah, so those are red flags for me. And then like the bury your gays trope is a red flag. But conversely, and in the same vein, green flags are green flags are stories that have representation in it. Like, it doesn't have to be about it, but having the representation without it feeling like token representation.
There is a lesbian couple too.
Yeah, but is it token representation?
It
I'm just
is
kidding.
not.
I'm kidding.
And not token. I'd say that their love story might even be better than the main character's love story.
I just think, because I think some of my favorite books and like stories that I read have like that subtle, like, here's this character and then just they happen to be gay or they happen to be non-binary or whatever it might be, without it being like, oh, that's my friend Jay over there, they're non-binary. They're the non-binary person in school. They're the ones that were. And
Yeah.
it's like very obviously like they're the one that represents the LGBTQ community, and we're putting them in here so that we show that we're inclusive,
Right.
rather than it just being like a natural. This is
Yeah.
just a person that's there.
I thought, what's kind of cool, sorry, to talk about that book or whatever, there is a lesbian couple or something, but there's a point where she's, like, going down the hall of, like, her ancestors, and it starts with, like, the first, like, founding, member of the royal family, and they wore a red dress, and so, like, every person in the royal portraits wears red in it, to, like, as part of that. And she comes to one ancestor, and she's like, and they didn't define their gender, so they wore like a red scarf with like a pantsuit and like a dress over it or something like that. And like the way they described it, it was just like kind of cool. Like she was just like, they had these people, and there's like each person like, oh, this person wore this person wore this, and then like somewhere in their history, they're like ancestors and ancestors ago. So it's just been so normal for so long that they didn't even think of it. And I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just like, and now we're totally accepting. It's like, this has been around for forever.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway.
It's a delicate balance to
Right.
find a way of including people without it feeling like you're just doing it to include people.
Right. I think that at first, sometimes whenever side characters are gay and it's just like, or
Helen.
lesbian. Yeah. It
Helen
just,
was the big one for me. Cause I'm all like, oh, there's your token lesbian right there.
right. Whenever.
Which is why I want her own story, but we don't have that. It's
Yeah.
fine.
But it was one of those things where it's like, whenever you first introduce a side character, if it feels like they're just kind of like, and let's just kind of mention that they're gay, it's like, you don't actually want to get in there. You just also want to be an inclusive author. So you don't really want to like dig into it. But if they have like an actual love story of their own or a personality of their own that's like fleshed out, it doesn't feel as much like, and I'm just going to throw this side character out here that's part of that community.
So, not book related, but I've recently been getting back into Criminal Minds again.
Oh, yeah.
And I
was
skipped.
just thinking about watching that.
Really? I skipped quite a bit, honestly, and I will go back every once in a while and watch the parts that I skipped. But, first of all, I'm getting queer baited again, so it sucks me in.
Wait, hang on. Criminal Minds came out, though, way back. Wasn't it like
It's like 2008 or something like that. Yeah.
I remember it coming out in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I talked about like my fan fictions and stuff like that. It was always JJ and Emily and stuff like that. Well, they're queer baiting me with that again. I'm like, that's fine. I'll come back just to be queer baited with that because it's back to my roots. But I feel like, especially because I skipped, they do have a lesbian character in it. It's Aisha Tyler's character is dating a woman. And I'm like, was that your like JJ and Emily's not happening, but here's a gay character for you?
It's like, here's crumbs
Yeah, exactly.
from the meal that you did not get.
I know lesbians like this show, so let's give them a lesbian. But I also guess that, like, Emily Prentice's character was supposed to be gay when they originally were introducing her, and the network shut them down.
Oh.
They said they didn't want that.
Is that CBS?
I think so.
Oh, CBS.
And I don't remember who it was at first. But,
Unless you want to sponsor us. I will be your best friend.
We'll take that back real quick.
but now it's on Paramount,
Paramount, yeah.
and they're like, it's fine, you could be gay.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
It's also been 20
well,
years,
I don't
right?
think Emily's gay. She's definitely not straight. She does
Yeah.
some stuff. Anyways.
Huh.
But that's
Do you
my
have
side
any,
topic.
you had green flags already.
Yeah.
Having this.
Megan, it's our last question.
Our last question. Okay. This one is mine, and I wrote a little bit. You have to put yourself in a mindset, okay?
Okay, hold
Prepare
on.
yourselves. All right, here we go. Imagine you're reading a book that is a 5-star right now. What plot twist would turn this book into a 1 to 2 star?
Dated mates.
Bury your gaze.
I like how we just like everything that we've talked about has
Just-
built to this moment, and
Yes.
all our answers are already in this episode.
Yes.
Um,
Easy answer.
For me, I think it would be like I get tired of like the second book boyfriend. I think it would be like if it's leaning towards that, where you spend all this time building this relationship with this one character, and then plot twist, he's actually a jerk all along with like no red flags before this. So you couldn't see it. But the actual evil dude is totally the really good. I say as I'm writing a book like that.
I was
Hang on.
100%.
Wait a second.
Okay, so here's the thing. It's become something that's been done a lot. And so it's kind of hard to not feel like you're rolling your eyes at it when you've read it over and over and over again. But what I enjoy about those books is that is life. You date someone, you don't see all the red flags. You totally fall for them. You think, oh, this person is going to be my end all be all. And then something happens and you see their true colors and you're like, whoa, wait a minute. How did I miss all these red flags? So I think that that's what I enjoy about those books. The problem is that now I think the authors are trying to like trick you, or either that or they're trying to throw away the first guy already. So it's like, I don't even care about the relationship in the first book because they obviously make me want to get into the second book.
Yeah.
And it's like, so that's where it's like, it can still be done. It just has to be done well.
Yeah.
And it's like, because it's real life. You don't always fall in love with your first love and end up marrying them and they're your forever love.
The way that they could do that though was by, and even though I get why they don't, I get like the whole, you're seeing it from their perspective. So obviously they're falling in love with this person. They see all the good things.
Right.
But it's also like putting those seeds in.
Yeah.
Like,
I want the seeds.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
You have to have the seeds of like, hey, this is my boyfriend, I'm in love with him, or this is like my love interest and I'm really in love with him, and like all of a sudden he's doing, not all of a sudden, but like he did this weird thing, but I'm sure he has a reason and I still love him and he's still doing these good things, and
Right.
then he's
Yeah.
still doing these bad things sometimes, and he's choosing these weird choices that I don't really agree with, and or
Right.
he's not communicating with me, and
Yeah.
you as the reader are seeing the red flags that the character is looking over.
Right.
Yes.
I think that some books are doing that and it's good, and some of them aren't, and that's
Yeah.
annoying.
So for me, that would specifically, if I read book one, like I'm thinking of Shatter Me.
Yeah.
In book one, Adam was supportive
Yeah.
and he was like, you know, I'm going to help you. I'm going to like be there for you. I'm going to like show you how this world is and how you can survive in this world. And then in book two, he just like suddenly flips a switch and is controlling.
But I think that that's the thing, is in the first one, he babied her. And then when she stopped needing the babying.
Maybe I need to reread it. Well, I will
Yeah.
never reread that, but
It wouldn't be a thing. But that was the point of it, is at the time.
But she
was
needed that,
so-
though.
Yeah, she needed that. And she still tried to love him.
Okay, that makes sense. See,
But then
Jenna's our devil's
so it's like-
advocate.
Yeah, so devil's advocate on those ones. There are certain ones, and it is hard because it's one of those things where it's like, you do put all this effort into falling in love with someone in the first book, and you really want that relationship to go somewhere. And sometimes it serves its purpose in the first book, and the second book, I think that Adam, the hard part with that is that he didn't have to become as big of a jerk as she made him into.
Exactly.
But he also gave up everything for her and was still in love with her. He just wanted her to still depend on him.
Yeah.
And he didn't know how to overcome it. So it was like, if they had written it better, I think it would have read
I
better.
agree.
than
And
that.
maybe if I were to go back and reread it, I would see those red flags. But I don't know. As it stands, from what I remember.
Yeah.
Okay. But you know who didn't do that?
Huh.
New World Rising by Jennifer
That's
Wilson.
true. That was great.
3 books with the same boyfriend, and he was amazing.
You know who didn't do that?
Who?
Sandu.
Sangu?
Yes.
Sangu Mandana.
I will get her name right one day.
Even if you're getting it right now.
Look, I'm dyslexic. It's fine. So my brain mixes a lot of letters, but Sangu Mandana, she doesn't do that. It is
Nice.
all the same.
That is a green flag for me.
So-
yeah.
This isn't like second book boyfriend versus first book boyfriend type thing, but it is a love triangle thought process.
Love
and
triangles.
You recently read the books, and I recently watched people react to the movies of Hunger Games.
Oh, yeah.
With Gale, and how they kind of, I think in the movies at the very least, they did kind of a good job of like planting the little seeds of like, Gale always just wanted to be a revolutionary.
Exactly.
He always
for sure.
wanted to fight back.
Well, yes, because she was saying, let's run away.
Yeah.
And he's like, and then as the planes are going over, he's like, nah, they're here. We got to go fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, his first thing was run away.
Yes.
And then once the revolution, like the seeds of revolution started, he was like, no, let's make this better. Let's fight back.
Yeah.
And ultimately that's its big downfall at the end, was that he pushed back too hard.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's something that was done well, where it was a love triangle that it didn't matter which team you were on, it was his personal character that became a downfall to him outside of a love interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, me having reread them, I don't think that there was ever a moment where there was romance between them. They kissed,
Yeah.
but I think she was just doing it as a way to find a way to control her own life, and not because she wanted to kiss him or she, felt these romantic feelings for him, because, she had just gone through the first Hunger Games and was like, I had to kiss him. I had to kiss Peeta. I had to, do all these things for Peeta in order to, partly keep him alive, survive. And, then it ended up being playing it up for President Snow. So then here's Gale. Okay, my own choice, my first choice in like a long time.
Yeah.
I'm going to kiss him. Not because we can be together, but because,
I almost read it.
Way.
And I think the reason why I can read it that way and I like the books is aromantic. If, Katniss was aromantic and she was forced into these romances.
Yeah.
It's like her whole thing with Peeta was just forced into the romance.
Exactly.
Peeta may have legitimate feelings for her, but I don't think she did for him necessarily.
Not for a long time, yeah.
Yeah, and then even when she did get feelings, there's a point in the movies that they talk about, you love him, I don't know in what way,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you know, but you do love him. So...
And it could even just be like survivor love.
Exactly.
Nobody understands what we went through. Trauma bond, there you go. Nobody understands, so, I love you for understanding that, being the only person who can.
They talk about how Peeta represents everything that Katniss wanted originally, but was afraid to have, whereas Gale represents everything that she originally thought she wanted, but was determined to have.
Suzanne Collins.
Yeah.
She knows what she's doing.
Yeah. So Peeta was the peace. Peeta was overcoming things. Peeta was understanding. Whereas Gale was the fight and the revolution and the childhood best friend and the things that she thought she wanted originally. But then Peeta was what she chose to have later.
Yeah.
But yeah. On another note, going back to the question of things that would immediately ruin a book for me, when the love interests get together and then suddenly they're over the top sappy.
Oh, yes. Where okay.
Yeah. You've lost all spark of chemistry. You've lost all spark of me wanting you guys to hook up.
And then you're my schmoopy poopy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I love you so much. That happened in P.S. I Like You. And I was just like, ugh.
Now I just don't want to, I don't care about you at all because there's nothing driving me at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Marissa?
I said it when we all said it at the same time.
Yes.
It was it's the bury your gaze trope.
Yeah.
When it's you kill off a character just to kill off the character, not for, or to give the tension of the plot, even though there was 1,000 other ways you could do it without having to kill your gay character to make it interesting.
Yeah.
And it's they do this in anime, or they do this, it's where they've almost reached their pinnacle of hey guys, I'm gonna go, I just won this competition and I'm getting promoted or something, and my life's turning around, and then they die.
Yeah.
And you're just okay. We actually genuinely liked you. I'm thinking of, what was the one where they lived underground and there was your spear will pierce the sky. Do you remember that one? Is only a single season.
I don't think I did. I don't think I watched that.
Your drill will pierce the heavens. What? Gurren Lagann.
Sounds German. The Gurren Lagann.
It's a very, very, very old one. Not very, very old. Not
Is it German? It's because I'm trying to Garen is
Gurren.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. That's the one where you go through half the anime falling in love with this character, and then before the big old time jump that they always do, the character that you love and you care about so much dies. And I stopped after that because I was like, what's the point?
Yeah.
There's literally no point.
Yeah.
At least pull a what's the one show where they can never stay dead?
A lot
Vampire
of
Diaries.
them. Yeah, I was just saying, there's a lot of them that just.
I don't know.
Doctor Who, they always come back in some way or another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So I agree with that.
All right.
Especially if anyway.
Is that our last question?
That was
That
our
was
last
our last
question.
Hey.
We got into our mindset, but we already answered it with other questions.
It's
throughout the
fine.
show.
It's
perfect.
Look, it's good timing. We're just over an hour.
perfect.
I think, I think that's what's kind of cool is that like you really get an idea of what we enjoy in these kind of episodes because it's like we really can niche down on like this is things that drive us crazy and this is things that we really enjoy.
Yeah. We should do for another one, the reverse. It's a 1 to 2 star book, but what plot twist would change it into a 5-star?
They're gay. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's not true.
Except for it kind of is.
It's not. You guys keep saying that. It really bothers me.
Oh, really?
No, I was gonna say
I like that.
for me, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, if you have a 1 to 2 star book and it's like, usually for me, a 1 to 2 star book means that there's no chemistry between the characters. I don't enjoy what's going on. So something big like that can change everything because all of a sudden there's something that I'm like, wow, okay, this makes you interesting again.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just for me and Megan. I don't know. I think it's part of the, like, it's fun to joke about, but
Yeah.
my whole personality is not, my favorite author is Kurt Vonnegut, and I don't think he has a single gay character, at least that's explicitly stated.
Yeah.
I think for me, because I go into books not knowing anything, it's like a little pleasant surprise for me. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, they're gay. And I'm just like, oh, hey, cool.
I will say that my pleasant surprise was when there was a second gay couple in A Day of Fallen Night. Where I was all
Really?
like, I got
After reading
two?
Priory of the Orange Tree, where everyone is gay?
I mean, everybody, like, yeah, a lot of people were gay in that, but it was like you had your lesbian story, you had your gay story, and you had the one that didn't have a romance.
Yeah.
And it's like, where A Day of Fallen Night, I had 2 romance that were women's romances. I'm like, wait, what? Is that possible?
Like, I get both of them?
There's 4 lesbians.
Are you gonna kill one of them?
Maybe. So that was like my biggest shock reading the Bone season. There are no gay characters in that one.
Really?
And I was like, what? Because I'm so used to everyone being gay in her books.
Yeah.
So going into that one, and I'm just like, okay. And like a part of me is like, is this the romance that is going to happen? Because if it is, I will not be happy. And that is one that I'm actually kind of hoping maybe book 1 boyfriend, potential boyfriend, is not book 2 boyfriend.
There you go.
I hope for it. We'll see. Anyone who has read Bone season, I hope you know what I'm talking about. So, but we'll see. Again, it is definitely a product of its time. It is very 2013 coded. So, yes, we should. Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine.
What are you
Jenna
guys reading?
just wants to keep talking about her books that she
She finished them. She finished them. She can't talk about it. Oh, you want lasagna? Yeah.
Right.
That's on my menu for tomorrow.
No.
All right.
Sorry.
Jenna, what are you reading?
So as I've discussed, I just finished the Celestial trilogy. Okay, I have 2 books that popped up on my Libby that I could read. I've been wanting to read both of them, and one of them is Deep End by Allie Hazelwood.
Yep.
And then One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins.
Why did I know you were going for both of them?
I was like, okay, so both of these books I want to read. Here's the thing. I gotta skip the line loan for One True Loves. It's due in 13 days. But the last Allie Hazelwood book I read overnight.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think I'm gonna read Deep End because I can read it in like a day and a half
Yeah.
and get through it really fast. And then Taylor Jenkins reads, it won't take me 13 days to read it.
Yeah.
So
my mom just finished that one. She like
One
went
True
on a
Loves.
binge of Taylor Jenkins Reid because I said you have to read 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
Yeah.
And so
I
I
added
said
a
you have
ton
to
of
read
them.
that. And she said, and she didn't care for that one as much as her other ones.
really?
Just because she just felt like, oh, that's me. Yeah. But the like style of it, she said, was really cool.
So I'm curious. It'll be my second Taylor Jenkins reads book.
Yeah.
Jenkins read book.
Daisy Jones and the Six, please.
I have it on my Libby. I've added all like.
But
almost all
100%
hers.
needs to be audiobook. Do not do the
Oh,
regular book.
by author.
Okay.
From The Question Forever Ago.
Well, it's
Is now
one of
Taylor
those
Jenkins.
things. It's one of those ones where it's like I really enjoyed 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I almost said the 7 Lives of Evelyn Hugo.
Oh, yeah, that's the other one.
The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. but I don't know if I'll like all of her books. So it's like I want to do more of her books to get an idea of if I'll enjoy them all.
And I'm going to annotate atmosphere for both of you.
Oh, okay, cool.
To enjoy.
So
I should annotate it. You should annotate it. We'll give it to Marissa.
There you go. I added that one. I'm curious about it, but it seems like it'll be a heavier one, kind of, than Deep End, which is just going to be smut.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be her kinky one. So
Ooh.
Curious.
I mean, the cover is like two hands in a pool.
Yeah.
Interlocking.
Yeah.
So.
It's supposed to be her kinky one, and it does have to do with like swimming and stuff like that. So I read the first chapter of that one, and I'm like, I think I'm just going to jump into that because that'll be fast, easy read for me.
Marissa.
I am reading The Luminous Dead by Caitlin Starling.
Oh, Haley.
Recommended by Haley.
Recommended by Haley. It was also, best friend Steven had mentioned it after Haley had recommended it. We were playing video games. And he's like, I just picked up this book called The Luminous Dead. And I'm like, well, that was just recommended. So I guess I'll pick it up and we'll talk about it together. So, yeah, I started that. I'm not quite halfway through it. I'm probably about a third of the way through it. I like the story a lot so far. I'm confused on where it's going. Like, I honestly don't know where it's going. I have a lot of guesses, but I don't have a strong sense of, like, this is what's going to happen. So, it's fun.
All right. I am reading The Spice Road by Maya Ibrahim. And I'm enjoying that one. That one's very much Avatar The Last Airbender, where they have magic, but they each have their own specific style of magic. And it's also the first line. Oh, that was what I wanted to do. The first line is about tea.
Oh.
And I wanted to have that as a quote because I thought it was really cool, but it's like tea and magic together.
Oh.
And then I'm also doing Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews, which is Jenna's pick for our Fellowship of the Traveling Books. And I'm not enjoying it.
I'm so sorry.
But fun
That's
story.
3 for 3, Jenna.
Good.
That's 3 for 3.
I know.
Funny story. Megan and I were reading together
Yesterday.
Yeah. And I'm reading, she's reading, and all of a sudden I see her like reach over like she's gonna write something, and she goes back. I'm like, what didn't she write, Megan?
And it was this moment where they were in a art store, and it was talking about like all the different charcoals and the acrylic paints and the oil paints and all of the pastels and stuff. And I was gonna write, oh, Angela would love this place. And I was like, oh wait, we're not annotating with Angela this year. Granted, everyone knows Angela, so I could have still, but I was just like, eh. But she would hate everything else about that book because it's so spooky. So she would love just that one paragraph. She would not like that book.
Interesting year, I feel like, for our reads.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
That's going to be the least typical of our reads, I'd say. We're very spooky this year.
Yeah, we have
And
2
sci-fi-y.
spooky books.
I was gonna say, was mine spooky, Jenna? Because I don't know.
Kind of. Yours was a little more like just like mine. No, I don't know. It's hard to explain yours, but I liked it.
Yeah.
So far, yours is my favorite, although I have only barely gotten into uni, but even
Yours is my favorite because it's the only one I've read.
even knowing what
By
I know about
default.
the other ones, the thing is what I liked about yours is that I didn't go into it knowing much about it.
Yeah.
And of all the books I've read this year, I can still think about and know almost everything that happened in that book. So it's like one of those books that has stuck with me. And so I'm like, not even just of this year. I think this is
Watch me hate
one of my
this book.
favorite ones of the whole thing.
Jenna loves it, but I hate it for some reason. I'm like, this is my book.
It's not that it's like a fabulous, amazing, crazy good book. It's just that it was really unique and interesting. And I think I really loved that about it.
But that's interesting because your book last year stuck with me.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the others.
Yeah.
It still stuck with me in its own specific way. And like even now I can still think about that book and not only think about the negative aspects about it, but just the stuff that I did enjoy about it.
Right.
So
That's
I don't
kind
know.
of
We'll
that's
see.
kind of how not this one's. I wouldn't say this is anything like June Fair. It's just that like there'll be moments.
This one
where
is just like, no, it's not.
No, I'd say that's kind of how it is. In the fact that it sticks with you, in the fact that you sit there and think about it later on, and you're just
Yeah.
whoa, remember this part of that book? Whoa, that was crazy, kind of thing.
I will say Ryan's did not stick with me because even looking at your comments, I was just like, what was that about? And I had to like read the paragraph and I was
So
like,
far,
I don't-
Ryan's has stuck with me a lot. I liked Ryan's a lot.
I liked it. I gave it 5 stars, but maybe 4.5, maybe? I don't know. I remember loving it,
Yeah.
but it just doesn't. It was my second book of the year. And here we are in June, July. Yeah. But I am interested when we get down to our meeting,
Yeah.
especially for Ryan's book.
Yeah. I
to
don't
see
think
how we
Jenna's
all
gonna
feel
like
about it.
Ryan's book.
Interesting.
I think she would like it in a different time in her life, but I don't think she'll like it
Yeah.
right now.
Interesting.
We shall see.
Yeah, we shall see.
I think Haley would like Ryan's book.
For sure.
I want her to read it.
For
Ryan's book
sure.
and
I
talk
want her to
about
read
it.
We'll just
with our
hand her the
annotation.
annotation.
Okay. But I am going to stick out as much as I can of your book. I love the writing so much. I just do not like the main character.
So
Hey,
I'm sticking out
that
as much
was
of
me with your book.
your book.
100%.
It's my hardest part with your book is that I am not. It doesn't suck you in right away,
Okay.
and I don't know if that's all Brandon Sanderson's, and I'm just gonna be a little weird about those.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'd like it better if I've read some other Brandon Sanderson's. Like I literally at one point went, I think this is a note towards another book of his, but I just didn't know it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, so I wonder if if I knew the world and his writing style more, if I'd be more invested in it.
Yeah.
But because I don't understand so much of it, I'm just like, this is a lot of build up for a world that I just don't really understand, and it's going to be a short novel.
I know it's a part of his Cosmere series, but
Yeah.
he made a point to say that it's like, it is 100% a standalone.
Yeah.
And I thought he said there are no references to his other books. But I don't know if that's true.
It just might be about the world.
We just don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know his other books.
Yes.
or
so
his stories.
It's like you don't. She could say, "I feel like this is a reference," with it completely.
It could,
not being
right.
it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Totally.
So listeners who are Brando Sando fans, do you have you read that book, and does it, have you read You, Me and the Nightmare Painter, and does it?
Do you feel like it would read better if you
Yeah.
understood Brandon Sanderson? We'll
Yeah.
see, because you and Ryan have both read his.
I've only read his Skyward series, which is
Yeah.
sci-fi and is not connected to anything at all.
Right.
Because the other ones are
But
fantasy.
you understand a little bit more of how he writes and how he tells his stories a little bit.
It's been a hot minute.
Well, we'll see.
It's been at least a year since I read his stuff. Anyway, thank you all for joining us.
Yes.
And we will be back next week with another great episode for you.
We don't know what it'll be yet because we failed our New Year's
We
resolution.
don't know right now, but we are deciding as soon as
Yes.
we're done.
Yes.
So anyway, before we sign off, Jenna, where can they find us?
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Browlis Book Guild Podcast. Look up our hashtag. And then listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts.
Wherever
Tell
you're
your
listening
friends.
right now.
Yeah. Rate, review, subscribe. And if your friends say, I don't have Spotify, say, that's fine. They're on other things too.
Yeah, you can just download any podcast app. We're on there. All right. To end us on a quote, this is by Jane Austen from Northanger Abbey. The person, be it gentleman or lady, who has not pleasure in a good novel must be intolerably stupid. Not to say people who don't read are stupid.
But they
Fun
are.
fact, I'm pretty sure that's the only Jane Austen novel I ever read.
And that was like the one that was like not the best.
It's fine.
Anyway,
It was short. I needed to read
it was
a
very
short
short.
book.
It was very short. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.